fellow viewers, you're welcome to another episode of The Now Show. I know we are going to have an interesting time today because today we are discussing eternal love. Yeah, and who else to discuss this with us but a wonderful couple. In fact, I have come to love them so much. Mr. Biobaku and Mrs. Biobaku. Wow, my auntie and my uncle. Welcome to the Now Show, Auntie.
Thank you.
Uncle, thank you for doing this with us. We're so grateful.
You're welcome.
Because we don't take this for granted, you know. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Like I said, eternal love. Why eternal love? Auntie and Uncle, if you see them together, apart from being on the set, they're just a sight to behold. Lovely couple, beautiful, but before we go into that, I just want to say something about Uncle and something about Auntie. Mr. Biobaku has his corporate background in marketing and insurance, an insurance broker, and is the CEO of Fengate Insurance Brokers Limited. He is a sportsman. He plays tennis, soccer, cricket, golf. And you wonder how, but he does play all the sports despite his sight challenge, you know, and is very, very happily married to my beautiful auntie, Auntie Bisola, and they're blessed with 3 children and grandchildren. I must say that Uncle Lekon is a compassionate, reliable, wittingly funny, quintessential gentleman. And of course, Auntie herself, compassionate, resourceful, and she's managing very many businesses, which includes home disinfection, honey and gift packaging business, and she is the solid rock beside, in front, at the back of her husband. And you must agree with me, they are a blessed and wonderful couple. So once again, thank you and welcome to the Now Show.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you. So, Auntie, Uncle, we're talking eternal love, you know, and the reason why we're doing this is, you know, a lot of people now, marriage, they see it as microwave, you know, instant, go in, come out. And so when you see a couple who have been married for so long and married well, there are people who have been married for long and they're not married well. Yes. But in your own case, married very well. You have, and then Uncle has a sight challenge, and you have dealt with this so beautifully. You know, despite the sight challenge, when one sees both of you, so how have you made this work? Really, you need to show those of us, the younger ones, the secrets. Please share.
Should we say you start first?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Okay, we actually go to the beginning.
Okay.
That was about almost 38 years ago.
That we've been married.
And
Longer than that.
We met. I actually met her in about 1979 when she came to my cousin's house with her brother.
Okay.
And I saw this wonderful, beautiful lady.
Really?
And she just said hello, and that was the last she talked to me. I'm not even sure she saw me.
Not really.
So when they left, I said to my cousin, I said, who's that? And I must say, candidly and honestly, it's love at first sight. Because I told him, I said, you know, something inside me tells me I'm going to marry this woman.
Wow.
And this is honest to goodness.
So you knew immediately?
Knew immediately.
Wow.
It was going to be. And like I said, somebody who didn't give you a second look. And
yes, you had this conviction.
Yes. And no, we went our separate ways for some years. Okay. And we came back together maybe a few years after.
Okay.
So she has to take it from there.
Okay. Auntie, so please.
He's so funny.
I know.
I didn't even realize that he had said that to his cousin.
Okay.
And his cousin and my brother are very good friends.
Okay.
So he was working, he was doing his youth service
Okay.
with my brother's company.
Okay.
And my cousins who lived near him in Surulere, their father died.
Okay.
And as we young ones do, they needed a venue apart from the main venue to have their own like disco party.
Okay.
And they said to me, look, you're from America. There's a guy from America in that building.
Okay.
Go ask him if we can use his apartment. So I went over to his apartment, opened the door, and he started staring at me. I said, look, are you going to talk or what? I said, listen, I said,
It was mesmerized.
Yes. And I said, my cousins across the road would like to use your place. Can we use it? And he said, come in, let's talk, let's talk. I said, no. I said,
I'm here on a mission.
yeah. Can we or can't we? He said, yeah, sure. And then after that,
Yes.
collected the bottles that we used. You know, remember all glass bottles for Coke
Okay,
and so
yes,
on. My
yes.
mom used to sell Coke. So put it in my car and he saw a tennis racket.
Okay.
Then I was doing my youth service at National Oil.
Okay.
So he saw the racket. He said, you play
tennis?
Yeah, I said, yeah, well. He said, where? I said, Eagle Club. He goes, oh, we go to Eagle Club.
Wow.
So that's how it started, through tennis.
Okay.
And
So at
every
least
time
that
I
was a
came back,
common-
yes, I
yes.
came back from America, I would always call him up at my brother's office and I
Okay.
said, I'm in town. So we were just like friends,
Okay.
you know. And he was just looking at me like, you'll soon know
You will
that
soon know where I'm going to.
and the rest is history. So a few years down the line, yeah, he was going back to America for his insurance program, and I was going back for my master's or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And within the year, he came over to Miami from New York
Okay.
and proposed.
Wow.
And then his whole family came down, my family came down.
And you had
that's
this
it.
beautiful wedding in the US.
Yes. And had the kids in the US.
Because Uncle never fails to tell us all, you know.
Yeah.
Wonderful, wonderful story. And it's been beautiful from day one.
Yes.
Yes.
I must
Yes.
say. I must say. He's lovely. Not because he's there.
That's
All
right.
his friends, even you,
Yes.
everybody
yes.
knows.
Yes.
He is
yes.
just so
such a wonderful
caring,
person.
generous,
Yes.
humorous,
But
loving and-
some of my friends still say,
that you're a jerk.
what did you do?
What did you do? How did you
Convince her to marry?
convince her to marry you?
Don't mind them. They don't know.
they say,
God had you designed and seen for him, you know. I mean, there's no one who will see both of you together who will not know that this is a marriage made in heaven. You know, that you were made for one another. Definitely, definitely, definitely. And especially given the fact that very happily married, you've been living, you know, very well and everything, and bam, about 10 years ago, the challenge came.
Yes.
With Uncle's side.
Yes.
And did you know some younger ones, they would have run away,
They would have done,
you know?
and even my age,
Yes.
they would have done.
Yes.
However, all you have to think of is there's nothing to think about. You just get on with it. I would believe and I know that if I had a challenge, he'd be there.
That's
he's
right.
not the type that would go off. So fine, he's now got the challenge.
Yes.
And I can now take care of him because he always makes sure I have everything. Everything. You know, everything.
Wow.
So now it's my time.
Payback time. As it
And
were,
also to
in
take
a way.
him as a baby again. Like the kids. Like the kids. If I
And I'm
am
sure
talking,
he's loving that, you know?
He is. So sometimes, here's the thing. So we went off, you know, to England. We go all over the world trying to sort out his eyes and whatnot and whatnot. And this last one, we sort of agreed that, look, hey, we've done everything. It is what it is, blah, 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 blah. So he gets to stay with me without anybody for 4 months. And for the first time in 38 years, I was saying to him,
Yes.
you stay in the sitting room and I'll stay in the bedroom. I want me time. And he couldn't understand it.
I know.
For the first time in 38 years,
Yes.
You really, I say, yeah. You need to stay. Or don't wake me up, right, love?
Yeah, it's actually when you know the true concept of love is when you have issues and challenges.
Yes.
And I said it to so many friends and family that I'm one of the few lucky people.
Yes.
Because she's not so much anything to do with sight, glaucoma, anything else. She will read up on it. She will try to find best way. In fact, when we go to ophthalmologists, she's actually telling them.
Yeah.
So it's when you're lucky to have somebody who, well, they say for better, for worse. Some people have different idea for better, for worse. But I am actually very grateful that this hard time, she's there. She's there. She's finding ways and to make sure that I cope. Cope with the challenges. Finding ways to know, to reassure that all you have challenges. But those challenges is just those things that you live with and make the best of it. So I'm eternally grateful.
Yes.
You know, life is being in a marriage. It's an experience for both the husband and the wife. And learning to be able to cope with one another, to care for one another, stems a lot from the love that started it all, communication, patience, and understanding. And finding a balance.
And a tolerance.
Yes. And he would say, oh, he's very tolerant. He's very tolerant. And I'll say to him, if I was a typical Niger wife, oh, lordy. Oh, I would take all your money now and go.
Now talking about the money and going, because that is the issue of trust.
Yes.
You know how it is.
Yes.
Because
now that he signed over his life to me.
Uncle, please, I need you to talk about that.
With I remember my last interview. I said, now I can't hide my bank account. I can't do online banking. I can't do checks, and so everything she has, she can sign anything. And sometimes I say, you can just take this and run one day. And, but like I said, it stems from understanding one another, and trust. Married, you're coming from a different background. Both of you coming from different backgrounds. You have your own. Everybody has his own baggage, and so it's to try and understand that how can we harmonize? How can I chip off those things that I don't like in what you do, and how can you chip off those things you don't like in what I do? So we come to that compromise.
So it's about compromise.
Exactly, it's about compromise. You don't know it all, and you find that in marriage that you don't know sometimes. And one of the things that sometimes people are afraid of the success of a spouse, most especially men.
Oh, you can say that again.
They're afraid. They're traumatized. By it's not that well.
I love that word you've used, traumatized, because that actually is the issue.
It's the issue with most, especially
because and I put it this way: I say, look, if you're traumatized by your spouse, most especially man or woman, your wife doing well, and you feel some kind of jealousy or and things like that. But think about it. If it was your sister that was doing well, you'll be very proud. So why don't you translate that same feeling to your spouse and say, I'll stand by you, I'll stand whatever you do, I'll be there by you, I'll counsel you, and if you're going wrong, I'll be able to say to you, don't let this success get your head. You know, and once you can understand that, you begin to feel less threatened, less traumatized by the spouse success. You know, one thing that we have not even talked about that in marriage is the issue of violence and in marriage. It's a very important issue to talk about. People 7 out of 10 when there's violence in marriage, it actually stems from the husband. And you know, you hit your wife. I remember watching this movie by N.O.W. maybe a week ago or something like that, and it keeps its character kept beating his wife, you know, every time, turning up, pam, 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 pam. It turned out to punching bag and things like that. And one day, the son actually, or the daughter actually said, "Dad, let me tell you something.
You can't keep doing this."
Yeah, but look at me. Look at yourself. If your wife was your mother and somebody was hitting, you know, was hitting, how would you feel? Because now I'm here, you're beating my mother. You know, so those kind of things, if you actually think about it, you will not beat your mother.
That's right.
Or you will not get violent with mother. So why would you get violent with your spouse? Yeah, you know, and some of these things that cause this violence are things that you can take a breather. And just chill a bit. Just
and lack of communication.
I know.
Because they're not communicating.
You know, so we have to be mindful of these things that result to violence because at the end of the day, somebody might die.
That's true. That's true.
And you know, it's foolish for a husband to keep beating his wife because they say, "Oh, you can't kill me," but that's the same person that feeds you. You know, it feeds you, and you come home and suppose if he wants to get rid of you,
rat poison.
So people have to make
I always say that. You know, when I see men who say, "Oh, she wants to kill me," I say, if she wanted to kill you, she would have done it long ago.
So the issue of violence in marriage have to be addressed, and we're not, you know.
Truly. And it brings me to this very difficult question that I'm going to ask both of you because it's going to be a sort of advice for some people. You know, because you find situations where the man has been mean to his wife, his children, all through the years. Then all of a sudden, he comes down with a challenge. You know, the reason why you've been able to flow with Uncle in his side challenge is because you know, that wasn't there. He's always been a wonderful husband. Exactly, and father. So even the children have been able to cope. You know, you travel, you stay with them and things like that. But in a situation where a wife finds herself where the husband now has a challenge, what would be your advice? Because I know that sometimes it's not easy for these women because they now see it as, oh, it's a payback burden. Time, or it's a burden. After all, you were never nice to us, and all of a sudden you now need us. And they're not able to. What would be your advice to such a person and also the husband?
That's easy.
Yes, Auntie.
You stick it out. You stick it out. Fine, that's his comeuppance.
Yes.
If you pacify yourself with that and say it's your comeuppance.
Yes.
But hey, you're the father of my children.
That's right.
There was some good in you when I married you.
Okay.
Well, you've changed only because you have a challenge. But fine. Let God be the judge of that.
But some people don't even change, even with the challenge. They're not bitter with everybody.
If they're now bitter, it's if you're not happy, because everybody deserves to be happy before they die. If you have never been happy,
I need you to come again on that.
Everybody needs to be happy before they die. Wow. So what you determine is what will make you happy. If not being with this beast is what will bring you peace and happiness, then unfortunately, don't listen to what people say about, oh, you left him when he was. You know what you've gone through. You know what you can't cope with anymore. Mentally and psychologically, you need to be in a good frame. So you move on.
Okay.
And we do know someone, don't we, Lab? Remember that he then had cancer.
Okay.
And then went to the wife he had left behind.
Wow.
Yes.
To now come and be the caregiver.
Yes.
I know.
So
I know.
In the end, she realized that, look, this man only came to use me.
He now needed a
What
nurse.
happened to the other one that was that took him away from me?
That one has used the good part
Gone,
of him
and dumped him. So in the end, until she did that, thank God she did. And then maybe 6 months later, he passed away.
Wow. Wow.
That would have been her issue.
Yes. Yes.
You know, I don't like to say payback time. People have to think about the end.
Exactly.
When you don't, we very hardly don't think about the end. We're flying high today.
Yes.
Nothing can touch me. You know, you don't pay attention to your family and things like that. And when things change, you want them to come and rally around you.
Yes.
Forgetting that even the children have their own opinion.
Yes.
You know, opinion about you. So as you want done to you, do to others. You say, this is what you want done to you. And discussions should continuously go on within the marriage.
Okay.
But we can find a common ground to see these problems. We can find a common, because at the end of the day, let's be candid. Let's be candid. If we don't have that, we haven't had that relationship. If she walked out, people can make as much noise as they want to make. You are left by yourself. I mean, for instance, I find it extremely difficult because even if I have money to hire the best brains around me, they will not have the same care that your spouse will have.
That's right.
You know, I told her when we were returning in when did you come back last time?
The first one.
April?
That was April.
When we come back in April, I became apprehensive.
Wow. Didn't want to come back.
I became apprehensive about coming back to Nigeria, and she kept saying, "Why?" I said, "Look, we've been here for the last 4 months.
Yes.
And it's only you and I. So, trusting people around you now, because the people have their own agenda.
Yes.
You know.
Yes.
So, trusting them now, facing them now, becomes a big challenge. But apart from her taking care, I have a group of wonderful friends. Wonderful friends now. That they don't see you as having challenges.
Yes.
They just see you as...
Though they do see you. When, for example, when he went to play golf, when we just got back.
Yes.
I called to make sure he was okay. So I quickly went there to pick him up because we had to go to the eye clinic.
Yes.
And as usual, I'm so used to it, you know, grab his arm. And he always puts his hand out. He doesn't want anybody touching him for me to do it.
Once
his
wife comes.
and his friend said, "Hello, Mrs. B.
Yes.
Excuse us, we're here. Are you saying we can't look after him? Please. Then they started doing exactly what I would do. Yes.
Wow. You know, you're blessed. I mean, thoroughly blessed. You know, and like the Yorubas would say, Uncle Moju Losoja, and yourself, you know, and it's worked for you.
So that's the same eye. Everyone still inner eye now that you. Are you the inner eye?
Those inner eyes, definitely.
It has. I mean, even though it's a challenge, I said it has a bit of an advantage in the sense that now he can only remember what I look like.
Yes.
So I've put on a bit of weight.
Until you are
I now have to say, thank you. And I now have to say to him, oh gosh, this thing won't fit. I've put on weight. And he said, sorry, I can't see.
So you still remain his beautiful wife any day, anytime. And you are beautiful, man. I mean, I must say that, you know. Okay. Thank you so much, Auntie and Uncle, for doing this with us. I mean, it's been a wonderful time. And I do hope that somebody out there has picked up something to know that marriages are forever and want to keep their own love as eternal love as both of you have, and so gracefully have shown us, even spending this time together. So we have something that we do on the Now Show, which we call the last word. Just something that you want to leave our viewers with so that they don't forget the subject of eternal love. Auntie, your last word.
Okay, well, basically, when you say eternal love, every relationship has its challenges. It's how you deal with the challenges that matters. Eternal love means caring, loving, understanding your partner, communicating at all times throughout the relationship, and being there for one another during the good times and the bad times.
Wow. Thank you, Auntie. And Uncle, your last word would be?
Marriage is not a bed of roses. There are good times, there are bad times. You dwell more on that good time rather than talking about bad times, and try to find a common ground. Marriage is supposed to be forever, but sometimes challenges come, but with perseverance, we do overcome those challenges.
We do overcome those challenges. Said it all. There's just nothing more for me to add. Until we come your way again on the Now Show, I'm your regular host, Abosede Ozaosho, signing off with my lovely Mr. Lekon and Mrs. Bisola Biobaku. Thank you so much for doing this.
Thank you very much for having us.
Thank you very much. Yes.
Don't forget to like this video. And if you haven't, subscribe to the Now Show channel today and hit the notification bell so that you do not miss any video that is uploaded. Thank you for watching.